with another episode of Making Epic Beats on this beautiful day. We are on the 25th of March, 70 degrees in Chicago. Man, if I could do this outside, it would be wonderful, but you wouldn't get the lights and all this like extra stuff. So, yo, all right. So, big ups, everybody. Check in on the Facebook, which is Epico Uno, EPIKO space UNO. This one, since I'm not playing sports, it will be available on the YouTube channel, which is Epic One Underpaid, instead of being on Rumble. If I'm playing sports, you could find this on Rumble, but there's no games, anything like that happening. So, yeah, I'm doing this one. All right, I pre-cooked. I did the prep work for everybody, so got the drums ready, and so that's ready to go. All right. What else? I want to make sure I'm live though. So let me refresh. Yep, I'm live. All right. So if you're on the Facebook, Epico Uno, EPIKO space UNO, hit the like button, all that good stuff. All right. All right. Let me see where I'm at with. I want to throw on some Chicago graph. Yeah, I'll start it off with this one, Forgotten City. If you know any good graffiti type of YouTube stuff, send it my way so I could play it. Alright, so let's go. Alright, we got this ready to go. We got this ready to rock. Alright, so let me show you where I'm at right now. So I got the drums. Alright, let me see where I got the drums at. Alright, here we go. And I did a lot of tweaking to these drums. I'm not going to talk about how I got my drums or nothing like that, because I will keep those a secret, you know, so, but I did tweak them. That's one of them. And then I got the other drum layer right here. And of course I tweaked the tuning and all that, and to get them in sync. And since they're in sync now, what you're gonna get is this. Yeah, good old boom bap hip hop, you know, just that raw gritty hip hop, which is my favorite. So all right, now let's go ahead and I'm just gonna drop one. I'm a solo one. So some people would be happy with that by itself. It's cool, you know. And here's the other drum break. That one I lowered almost 50% because I wanted more of the hats and the ambiance more than anything. And there you go. Kind of reminds me of the KRS-One track. MC Zach, like they don't know. You hear what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it kind of gives me that feel in a way. So, okay, so let's go ahead and let me show you the sample now, right? All right, this sample is it's another one. He has an indistinguishable voice, so if you know, you know. But I've been sampling this guy for a long time, and I did some tweaking to the sample. So I would love to play the whole sample for you in its true form, but I can't because since I am on YouTube, I have to be very particular. I did speed it up, and I did time stretch, so I could get something like this. All right. Oh, this is good because I haven't time stretched this. So I just sped it up and chopped it. And when I chopped it, it was how should I say, like hard to do because it's usually slow. So this one was harder to do because it was faster. So lonely am I, only my thoughts
crowd the room. I can't cry. Time passes me by.
And already, if you know, this is one that as soon as you hear the sample, you know it's gonna be a. It's just there's certain samples that are just like, yo, it's money, it's guaranteed money. A whack beat maker can take that and like, even if you're new to sampling, this is one that's even if you're new, you're gonna come up with something dope.
Cold touch of dawn tells me
Because
so. Still I can't cry.
okay, now I did what's it called? I did do some stem separations, and they didn't come out the way I wanted it to. So that don't matter because I've been doing this before there was stem separation, so I know what to do. And what I'm going to do is this. You guys are gonna see how I'm gonna cook this up. I need to go to this under the sample. It did some, but it didn't do all of it. And I like those notes. But it mixed the it mixed the bass line and the instruments all together. But it did eliminate the vocals, which was a win, you know. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna change the name of this first because it's too long. By the way, what y'all think of the Brotherhood Jordan? Got the pants with that yellow. Digging it, digging the fit. It's had to bust out some spring colors. All right, so there we go. All right. So I got my sample right, but the bass part where I want there to be bass, there is no bass under that track. There's nothing there, so that's pretty much a wasted. It caught some. Caught some of it, but not and it sounds like fart noises. I don't know, man. It just doesn't sound good. So that's what's happening there. All right, so yeah, if you're on the Facebook, to hit that like button. We got my man Ali Asel, big up, and my man Split in the house. You're gonna see the cook up, right? Alright, so what we got next? Okay, so we're gonna go to this sample. I know my bass is there. Earlier I was playing with it and I got somewhere. I kind of got to get back in the zone Cause it's like a kid. Once you start breaking this stuff down, you like just start playing with your toys. And but I forgot what I was doing. I forgot the storyline. So I'm gonna double the length to this. Get 4 bars because I was on 2 bars when I did the drum break. Okay, so let's go here. And by the way, this graph documentary is about, I don't know, like this is early 2000s, so you're gonna see some early 2000 graph. I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do. First, I just want my bass notes, but it's there. This is where there's a bass there, and I'm gonna filter it. So, all right, I want to make sure all the other programs are not in record mode. I'm thinking about upgrading to the new operating system. I'm not on the 3 point whatever. I'm on the 2 point because I just don't want to learn the new stuff. But I know that there's more advantages, and since I have 2 beat machines, I'm gonna try to do that. All right, here we go. I'm gonna leave that open. And then I'm gonna go into the other pad. All right, I'm gonna skip down the. I'm gonna try to mess with those last 4 bars. I left them open. I think that was really good. That was good. And if you know anything about beat making, the one thing I do want to teach you is save all the time. All the time. Even if you just did a little volume adjustment, save. Get in the habit of saving. Alright, so I'm going to take this sample, right, but I'm going to duplicate it. This is where I'm going to get my bass. And I'm going to call this bass filter because I'm going to filter out the bass. This is what we did back when there was no stem separations. You would do this. And it's a dope way to get it's just basics now for hip hop producers. All right, so I'm in this program now. I'm gonna go to envelopes, and then I'm gonna go to go to envelope again, and then I got my filters here. I like my low 6, somewhere right there. Turn up the resolution. And of course, I can't hear this. This is the challenge. This is the challenge of doing it on headphones. All right, I hear one thing, that this first notes are coming in very strong. So my way of fixing this is I go to main menu, and then I'll go to the top, and I'll do some pad adjustments. And that it's easier to turn this one down, and I can actually see it's blaring on the left side. So I'm gonna try to turn it down to what's cool is it has like some, I wish y'all could see this. It does have some lines where it has a meter, so it kind of lets me know where let's see how it sounds now. Okay. Okay, good. And then, so it's playing really low, so what I'm gonna do is give it some compression to turn it up. So I'll go to dynamics and go to my vintage compression. I just like the vintage compression. And let me see, I'll go to a preset, right? Let me see. Pumper. Here's where I could catch the mistakes that are even better. Alright. And this is where I know I'll go to main menu. Actually, I realized that I didn't do it on the whole thing, so I messed that up. So one of them has it and the other one doesn't. So I was wondering why it wasn't sounding right. Yeah, so I gotta make sure that all the pads are selected, and again I'll go to vintage compression, and then let me go to a preset. There you go. Pumper, hard compression, probably better. I'll turn it up more because I'm gonna go back to my filter. Now that everything is more equalized, I could go back to my filter under main, hide that. Envelopes. If it's pumping, you know, the bass is pumping, it's easier for me to go back and know where my levels are actually at, since I'm not using my speakers. This is where I would like to use my speakers because you could just hear the clipping, but on the headphones you really gotta guess, you know. But if I amp it up, it is more real world. Alright, so there we go. It's good enough. I could go ahead and put up the velocity a little bit more, just to give it a little extra on the track. Alright, there we go. Now for this, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna call this sample highs, because I'm gonna add a filter to this as well. This time, see that bass? I'm gonna take it out because I don't want to overemphasize the bass. So go there to envelopes, and then we're gonna go to envelopes, but this time we're gonna do these as highs. Gotta find a sweet spot where you take out the bass, but you don't. Okay, got it. Alright, here's, now that I got my foundation where I want it, now I can start messing around, getting it how I want it. So the bass line is there. There we go. Alright, I could already hear The average person would go for this. I think the average producer would. But since I time stretched it, there's a lot of possibilities with those leads. A lot. So I'm gonna start messing around and see what I get. I look tired, man. I didn't sleep too well, so it's all good. No rest. Alright, so yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Alright, so here we go. That's what I'm gonna do. So, yup. Okay. That comes in really loud, so I'm gonna have to do some adjustments to this now. These things are hitting. I see where they're hitting, but that's coming in way too loud. I'm gonna have to manually adjust all these pads because they fluctuate. A lot of them really fluctuate. I'm gonna go through all of them. I know it's time consuming, but in the end, sometimes if you're lazy, in my opinion, when I've been lazy, I speak for myself, I find that I have to work harder. So in the end, yeah, it is a little bit more work, but if I need to go back, everything is laid out. The foundation is. Yeah, it's crazy that, you never know what beat, what the challenges are gonna be for every song. Every song, sometimes you could hit a home run and it's easy. Things are laid out. But I think that's what makes it dope, right? Like knowing how a producer steps up to the challenges that every sample presents. Wow, everyone is so particular on these. As long as I get in the ballpark range, it's not gonna be 100%. Another thing that I see the challenge with this is that the left side is coming in louder than the right side. This is where I wish I could, on the JJOS, the old operating systems, we used to have, the left and right, you could just copy it. Man, I missed that. It's the only thing I missed from the old MPCs and the JJOS. Now, I know they could do it, and there's a way to do it here, but I have to recreate the whole sample. I could do it again, but I have to re-chop, and it's a lot of work. So right now I'm kind of too deep to go back. Which, like, let's just say that I was given this beat, or I was making a beat for a member of the Wu-Tang Clan. I would do it all over again. I would go the extra route. But in this case, you could say these are kind of like demos. So I don't know. Wow, that was really loud. I'm having deja vu right now. I think I remember doing this. Or maybe I do this so much that it's deja vu. Some producers gotta have OCD, man. Like, we want things to be right. Oh, that has a sweet sound. I like that. Crazy, each one. one is off. Some are highs. That one's actually right on the money. That one's off. Turning it down. Alright, almost there. This is the last pad bank. It's kind of like trimming a sample, but in this case. And I thought I had all the prep work done, but obviously you see when you're making beats live on the spot, it's like I was watching this NASA, astronaut, people going to the moon, like astronauts, and like, yeah, you prepare for things, but you don't know. You're always in beat making. It's like, yeah, you're always gonna get something that you don't see that it's gonna happen. At least in this way, I don't know. They got Ableton now, and those things do a lot. So maybe you could avoid a lot of those with this, but making beats this way, you are gonna get these little encounters of the third kind. Now everything's generally where I want it to be. That's why I'm playing the pads. See? Like that one wasn't done. It's the proofreading. Again, gotta make sure things are right. Okay, good. And that was a lot of work. Alright, so now I got that done, right? Got my highs where I want them. Now I know I can play around and everything's gonna be the way I want it to be. that's how it goes originally. But I think as a producer, for me at least, I want to know that I gave it my touch. I did my thing to it. So that's why I'm going to use the time stretching more than anything. So I'm going to go to all my samples right here. And I'm going to time stretch it a little bit more. Yeah, there we go. Now that I got everything where I want it, now the easy part starts, because I know I did what I had to do to get it to make my vision come true, right? Here we go. Okay, I like it. I'm gonna come up with a lot of sequences, a lot, but the bass line is gonna carry the whole song through. All right, so now with that, right, I'm gonna go to my effects. So this is where I'm gonna add some compression because I lowered everything down. So I'm going to add some vintage compression. And I'm going to go to my preset. Let's go to... That's light compression. Go to pumper. Nah, I do like hard compression. And then I'm gonna throw in some reverb to give it more of a cleaner. Now I'm gonna turn down the whole program. There we go. Very good. This is how I like it. So, or this is how I envisioned it to be. Save that. Okay. And the reverb, I don't know if you guys heard earlier that I have the left side is a little louder than the right side. That's how they were doing stereo back in the day, to give it more of that feel. So the reverb helps balance those left and rights a little better. So I could hear it in the headphones that it helped balance it. So I like it. I like it for those purposes. Okay, so I'm cool with that because this is just an experiment. So now I'm going to copy the sequence, S2. All right, perfect. Mute that. do something else. I'm gonna do. I kind of like this, and I kind of like this. And I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna copy this. I'm gonna duplicate this, so I can play them over. Copy this and put 2 on that, just so I can know the possibilities, because I always want to know how it would have sounded in a particular way. I like that. Just like that, right? But the thing is, I want it to carry through. I like the horn sound. I like the horn sound. It has a horn sound that doesn't have. But it's on the same note. So guess what I'm going to do on this? If you follow my program, if you follow the show enough, you should know that I talked about this last episode, that in the early 90s, they would just take bass filters and take a horn stab, and they reminisce over you, and pretty much put like a delay on it, and let it ride, and it just has a magical hip hop vintage sound. So that's what I'm gonna do with that. So I'm gonna take this, go to my program. Alright, now on this one, I'm going to put that delay. Let me see. Delay analog sync. Okay, here we go. This is what I want. It's there, but it's so on point that you don't even hear it, or I don't even hear it, which is a good thing. So I'm going to call this highs. I'm just going to call it delay, because I already know the other ones are highs. Delays. Alright. So I'll keep that the way it is. Alright. Which is already, I already know it's gonna be dope once I drop that. So for this, I'm gonna bring back, I'm gonna mute that, drums. I'll get back to the delays later. I noticed that that's off. The chop is. Saved it. So I'm going to do something. I'm going to go and zoom in. That's dope. Save it. You know, people talk about, you know, in the MPC forums that the old beat machines, the 3000, the 2000 XL are dope, and they are dope. You know, the SP12s, but man, dude, the headaches. I would have to re-chop it just because that thing was off, and now I can just go back, dude. It's just so much better now, in my opinion. Of course, it got a better sound. I'll say that. But even then, shout out to Michelle. Even then, you could go into Pro Tools and get a vintage sound. so it's not even a big deal. So for this, just because I want a different sound, I will chop like that, just to make it different. All right. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I actually think that I could do this. I got another idea right here. I'm gonna try this again. I'm gonna redo S1. I'm gonna redo this, okay? All right. All right, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna keep that part like that. Cause I got an idea. It's hard to explain. It's easier to show you than explaining. Because I created that delay. Maybe you'll be able to hear it better like this. So, let's see. No, you're not. No, you're not able to hear that. So I was trying to get to this. Yeah, no. So for all that, might as well just go back to how it was. Let me see if I could just undo and get to where I was. Nope. So I'm just gonna have to overdub again. Let's see who's in the house. I forgot to check on Facebook. Oh, we got the Funky Fresh Dean in the house. Then we got my man AC Wolf. Big ups. Saying digging the Funky Fresh shoes and hat. We got my man System 4 in the house as well. And my man Bill Oxford. Big ups. Alright, yeah. We got the crew in the house. I guess maybe the beats like caught you, you know? Okay. Alright, well. Yeah, there's nothing I could do. It's just too. How should I say? They mesh well that you're not going to be able. And maybe the filtering is another point that they mesh too damn well. So there's nothing I could do there except keep playing different rhythms. So I'm going to copy that to. Alright. That's going to be sequence 1. Even though I could have kept going and stuck to my original plan, I like that. Let's go with that. Yeah, that gives it a different feel. It's got a different time signature. I just got to finish up the 4th. And another thing is, that's off. It just... There we go. That one too, that one note, I can stretch it out a little bit more. Alright, let me hear how it sounds with S1. Yeah, good. You could tell it's something else. I just want a different feel. There we go. Good. That's some dope graph. I think that's by 36. It's by Kedzie, I think. Or it used to be. Or that could be the Logan Wall. If you know, let me know. Okay. That's dope. Let's keep that, because it's a lot of progress I've made there. So let's go to S3. Let's start new. Sequence 3. Like I said, the bass note. Notice these are off too. When you time stretch things, you're able to see where the time gaps are. I was waiting for this part. Actually, this is where I think I could actually, because it's just a plain note. It's more simplified. This is where I think I could add the delay layer over this, and I would get more of an effect. So I'm gonna try to do this right now. Okay. I'm not gonna use those, even though it's so obvious. I'm gonna use those for the fourth bar. And that one, I'm gonna stretch. There we go. There we go. I like that. Now, here comes the delay part, but let me save. Yep. works, but it sounds too similar to the other ones. So I'm gonna look for. I like the simplicity of it though. There we go. That would be the pad that has what I'm looking for. There we go. You hear that? Dun, dun, dun. I like that. That's what I wanted. Because I'm gonna, okay, actually I could just do this now. I'm gonna copy the sequence to S4. Because now, I like that just plain. You know what I mean? Like a plain bagel. Alright, but now I want some horns. There we go. Just to give it that little ambiance. I'm gonna find the I'm gonna find the fourth horn note. Actually, it's better if I just take that out. That carries on too long, the delay. So I'm gonna shorten it up. I'm gonna kill the feedback. Actually, for that one, I think I could just, because the delay comes in too much. I could just play that one. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do for that. But I still gotta fill up the. This is just a fourth note ending. All right, I forgot I gotta put that on record. I'll fill that up in a second. Now let me fill that up. Yeah, let's do that. Let's add that. I'm just gonna play that one note instead of two. Alright, we got a lot there. We got 4 sequences. Here we go. I'm interested to see how S1 sequence 1 matches with sequence 3. Here we go, sequence 3. Alright, good. And sequence 2 is just, that's gonna be like the chorus. That's what I'm gonna jump in with. Sequence 2 is just like comes in. There we go. Alright, I got enough there. 4 sequences is actually more than enough. Now people just use one sequence. It's crazy. So that's good. That's good. Alright, I got enough there. I think the rest would just be overkill. And if I ever need to go back, I don't think I could do much more, because consistently it carries its own pattern over and over again. So I'm gonna go to menu, song mode. Alright, here we go. Like I said, I'm gonna start off with sequence 2. Yeah, that's just pretty hard. And then I'll go to sequence 3, where it's kind of like a cool down, so you just know that that's the part to rap. And then I'll go to sequence 1, and then sequence 4 with the delay for the next chorus. And then I could go to sequence 2. I'll use I'll go back to sequence 3. in sequence 1, and then I'll go back to 2. Now I could go back and use this. Yeah, it's all interchange. There's no wrong formula here, really. So I'm busy. Okay, then sequence 3. Now this is where I'm just gonna have fun with it. This is just whatever. These are just extra bars. Yeah, that's good. 89 bars. That's a lot. All right, so shift, convert. Add it to export it to MP3. Name that. I know some people are like, yo, why are you taking time out? But it's done. I'm just exporting it now to my desktop. And I should be done. It's a wrap. And I'll play this beat on the radio on 88.7 FM this Sunday live on the radio. WLUW.org. I should be done with the show. I started off at 9 Central Time, so it should be around 10 o'clock Central Time. We got DJ Most Definite coming through, so it should be a dope show. He's playing some vinyl, so clean vinyl. You know, I usually clean up my own stuff, but adds a different dynamic to the show. Okay, let me check my folders. Desktop. Yep. Let me play it, because I always got to check if it plays. Again, this one is one that I showed you guys that I don't really necessarily need stem separations. I don't. But it's a tool that if you have now, you get more possibilities. And as a producer, for me, I like the fact that I have possibilities, more possibilities. So that's dope. All right. I don't know how long this beat took. Probably like an hour and a half. I don't know. But I did take prep work to do it beforehand. So probably 2 hours and a half, something like that is what this beat took me. If anybody's interested in production, this one's called Why Cry. And with that, I'm out. Yeah.